Hi everybody, Jo here. Thanks so much for popping in again. Always lovely to spend time with you. Very excited today. Look what we've got, our new Lavinia Stamos Calendar. So this is your one ready for 2025. Now, we've got plenty of time to fill these fabulous pages. And as always, look, I have to say, I did stroke mine. Look at the cover. It's just gorgeous. And we've got lots of pages. Look, well, obviously we would. It's a calendar. Obviously, I know you're going to say to me we've got 12. But, look, I do love these. Bumble and Hum, they make an appearance. So what I thought I'd do is I'm going to do my first page, create my January page in my calendar. Now, as always, I have created my design on a piece of card. And that's purely, for me, but also if you haven't got a calendar and you don't fancy creating a calendar, that's fine. This design could go on a card. You know, it could be a celebration card. Men's cards are quite tricky, aren't they? This could be made into a man's card. Now, I have to say, last year when I created my calendar, I did my months in sort of seasonal for us here in the UK. But this year, each month, I'm going to take my inspiration from the little image at the base. So on January, we have our fabulous books and our Lavinia potion. And that's the flying potion. So that's where my inspiration is going to come from. And this is the design we're going to create, or something similar. So for me, as I say, I like to create my design first, just on a piece of card, just so I can get an idea if I like it or not. But also, if you're a card maker, it just shows. I mean, this actually, if you wanted, you could cut it here. If you like your 6x6 or 7x7 square cards, that could easily go into a square card. And again, that's what I love about, we can mix and match things. Now, what I'm going to do first is I just want to get some of my Lavinia low tack tape and just pop it under January here. And I've popped one here to try and be mindful not to stamp down here, but who knows. And then I like to just put a couple of pieces of copy paper just underneath, just to save me, because if I don't, I'm liable to go onto February. And I just find that's right. Oh, I thought that was a mark then. I have added some posca splats already, and if you're going to wonder, these are just coloured in with my pencils, a bit of Winker colouring. But I do need a piece of copy paper just to be mindful not to stamp on this bit here. So I find it easy, just to have a piece like that, because I'm liable to forget. You know what I'm like. Now, at the bottom, we had our lovely pile of books. And I'm going to come in with the other. We have two different ones. We've got the, let me have a look, words, Wands and Spells, which is the one that's at the bottom. But I'm going to use the, I think this one's Wizardry. And I'm going to come in with my black Versafine Clair. And we're just going to do a little bit of stamping first. So excited about these. Been waiting and waiting. And I know some of you have as well. So thank you for being patient. But, it takes time to get these things printed and bound and ready for us. Now, I seem to have a bit of a hair on there. Let's just add a little bit more ink. Right, so this is going to go about here. It's quite funny. If you're anything like me, if you get nervous about doing, I'm starting with January and we're going to work through the months. But if you get nervous about a first page in a journal or a calendar, anything like that, a good tip is to open it up and start, maybe do your birthday month. And then you almost get a bit more confidence. I'm going to add our lovely mouse. And this cheeky little mouse is just going to balance on top of these books. And this one's from the Minnie Moo set. But so many of the mice will work well for this, especially the dancing ones. Tilly and Tango would work well. Now, I just need to put my head and then actually, there we go. And you know what, if I miss, if there's a little bit of a gap, I'll just get my black fine liner pen and we'll just extend his foot a little. Oh no, we're okay, look. He's just on there. Give that a wipe and put him back. Now, I've got a lovely potion bottle to just go in his hand. Or is it a paw? I don't know. What do mice have? Is it a paw? Anyway, we'll go for paw. So again, just going to come in and just put my head over. I'll put it there. So as I say, my inspiration, adding these bottles. And these are from the potions. So what I'll do is we'll add this one as we've got it on to the bottom here. So how are you keeping? I hope you keep him well. This time of year there tend to be a few bugs and things going round, so I hope you keep him well. I'm trying to be good and drink more water. It's supposed to be better for you, isn't it? But we shall see. Right, I'm just going to add a couple more potion bottles. And then one more. Let's go for this one. Now, as I say, it might be January. You want to do more of a wintry theme. But if you like this design, then you could always incorporate this. If you want to keep your sort of traditional to months, you could maybe do this for October for Halloween. Got a bit of ink on my corner there, so I'll just get my inky binky. I always get quite nervous doing the first page, trying to keep it clean. It's a bit nerve-wracking. So, a bit more copy paper. I just want to blot that because I don't want to smudge it. Because I'm going to add a little bit of background colour now before I introduce any more stamping. And it's beautiful quality card, this, so there we go. Don't want to ruin it. So I'm going to get my acetate circle mask. I'm going for the large one. Now, Eric is sat right under my table, so it's quite tricky today. And I'm thinking, look at that, make a real spotlight of our lovely, he's drinking fairy dust. I hope it's okay. And I'm going to come in with violet chalk in the elements. Now, I will try and get this all on camera, but it's not easy. As always, I dab my ink in the lid and then onto the mask, and then just gently add some colour. And I'm going all the way around. Now mine's quite a well-used ink pad, so it's quite pale, the colour. I think it's about time I treated myself to another. But I like to use this around the moon mask because with it being pale, I've less chance of getting those lines. And I'm just going to extend out a little bit. Nearly went under the tape there, did you see that? Right, let's have a look. Oh, that's nice. Nice bit of colour there, happy with that. I'm going to come in now with some Mermaid. I love this colour. And I'm just going to get my mini hill masks and just do a little bit of grounding at the front, I think. So just to add a bit of shape. Now my Mermaid is quite a juicy ink pad, and again you get to know your ink pads, so we'll just add a little bit of a sort of hill there. And I'm not specifically doing hills, joining them up, I just want to add some little detail of colour, look. I'll just carry that one on, and then what I'm going to do is come in with a wavy one, I think, for under the books, look. And I'm going to add that there. And I tend to carry this design along, so I'm just adding the ink from here to here, look. And I know you're going to say, what about here? Well, I can just turn it round there, look. And then add the ink for that little bit. And then here, I'll just bring this along and we'll go join it up there. There we go. And so you're almost making your own shape. Let's just have another little bit here. Now I'm going to go all the way round in blue, but before I do, I'm just going to introduce a little bit of pink here. I just fancied a bit of another colour. So again, I'm popping it in the lid, and this is the Confetti. So just at the edge, I'm going to come in. I just want to add some pink in the sky. I just thought it'd be nice to have some sort of purples, pinks, blues. Yeah, I like that. And as you can see, the card takes the colour really well. So back with the blue. And I'm just going to add some blue around the edge. And this is where it's good that I've got my copy paper underneath. Just along the top, down the side. And again, your stencil brushes are fabulous for this. And I'm glad I've got my copy paper here, otherwise I'm liable to, I don't know about you, but I just get carried away. I'm so enjoying what I'm doing. Just deepen these corners a bit. Yeah, I love that. If I just bring it a bit closer, can you see the lovely moody colours there? Fabulous. And that's the basis ready, done. So I just want to add a little bit more foliage. So at the bottom, I'm going to come in with a Thistle Cap Mushroom. And for that, I'm going to use my Versafine Clair, and this is the Monarch. And we'll have one of these at this side, coming off the page, I think. And then we'll have 3 at this side, 1 there. So I can't wait to see what you do when you do get your calendars. And I'd be interested to know what month you start at. Will you be like me and start at January? Or are you going to have a favourite month, your birthday, or maybe Christmas? Or have you got a special occasion happening next year? I have. Adam and Danielle are getting married in March. Can't wait. So March is going to be a very special month. There, and I like this because I want to just keep it a bit uneven. That was the Thistle Cap Mushroom, and I'm going to come in with the Dragon's Thorns as well along the base. And for that, I'm going to use, first of all, our Lilac Bloom. So I want a light colour, and then I'll come in with the black with the same stamp. Being mindful to keep this copy of paper here. Of some tall ones. This is a lovely stamp, and it just looks like it's growing all the way up around our lovely potion bottles, and you can alter the angle, look. And then we'll pop the lid on that one, Just give my stamp a bit of a wipe on my inky binky, and then we'll add some with the black to with the Nocturne. Just because I've got black here, I want to bring in a little bit of black with my foliage as well. That'll just help keep it that lovely cohesive design. Just have one there, then over here. And what's nice with this stamp is it also looks nice, look, if you stamp it along the base, so here, so it looks like it's not only growing up. Yes, like that. And then at the top, I've used my lovely maple leaf. Now what you have to be mindful here is where the spine is, and I also may have to move this round just for my stamping. So I'm just going to pop it this way if that's okay with you, and I'll come in first with the Monarch, and we'll add some stamping, then I'm going to add a few in black. But as I say, just be mindful where the spine is. I might just add a touch there. Going to alter where that is on my block. There we go. Right, and we can fit one from this side. And I think we can get one on there. And then another one there. And then, as I say, to just bring the whole design together, so if you bear with me, I'm just going to give my stamp a bit of a wipe, and then we'll ink up in the black. And we'll just have a couple in the black. And this helps, it brings the whole design together, but also it creates some distance. Your black becomes in the foreground, and the lovely purple leaves then go into the background. So it's a lovely, we'll put that one there. And then possibly one more just here. Just maybe the tip. Let's see. Can we get... Yes. Right, I'm going to turn that round, see if I can actually look at it the proper way. There we go. So we'll give that a bit of a blot, because again, what happens is your ink, especially on the tape, will dry slower. And like I say, you don't want to smudge it. Now, there's a little bit here, just where with the tape I've missed, but I'm not going to worry about that at all. What I'm going to do is get myself one of my number 3 brushes and the Mermaid ink, and I'm just going to come in and deepen this edge here. Now, you can draw it in if you want with your black fine liner, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to add a bit of the lovely Mermaid, and then just check along the bottom, and that'll just deepen that edge. Happy with that. So, some little finishing tricks. Let's add some colour to the books. And I'm going to use mackerel pencils, and I know you want to know what numbers. So I've got 21, 18, 179, 5 seems to be a bit of a favourite, and 131. And I'm just going to gently add some colour. Now, I'll speedily do this, but obviously you will take your time. What I tend to do, I will list all the pencil colours underneath. What I tend to do is choose a few colours that I'm going to use before I start. and then it almost keeps me in that lovely colour group. So I've gone for sort of blues, purples, greens. I'm just going to add the top of our lovely mushrooms with this green. Like I say, I'm doing a bit speedy colouring because I know you don't want to spend all day watching me colour, but you will take your time and really enjoy the colouring. Right, let's have a bit of orange in here, just as a bit of pop of colour, bit of contrast in there. And we'll have that orange. And then, oh, let's go for this nice pink. And I thought the pink, because we've used confetti in the sky, just to bring that pink in. And I'm going to do my flying potion here in the pink. And then get my beautiful clear Wink of Stella. And I know it's my clear one because I've written on it. And then I'm just going to come in and use this to watercolour, but also to add some sparkle. And it'll do it both at the same time. And it'll give me that lovely sparkle. And again, as I say, it works really well on this card. And I'm going to do my blue and my purples first. If you want to watercolour with your pencils and then add some sparkle after, that's perfectly fine. However you want to colour your books in, it might be you want to, as I say, really take your time. So now I'm going to go on to my lovely mushrooms look. And again, I'm starting with the light blue, then going into the purple and really blending those colours together. But I'm speedily. It's quite funny, I don't know about you, but as I'm doing January, I have a sneaky look to see what my characters are at the bottom of the page for February so that I can be ready, be mindful what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to clean my brush, that's okay. So now I'm just going to come in with my lovely, so I've got my soft pastel pencils here. And I'm going to get the white first, and we'll just add a little bit of highlight. So we'll go in for the highlight and the shade now. And again, you can use gel pen for this, you can use Posca pen. Just give our lovely mouse our cheeky mouse a bit of shape. While I'm giving him some shape with my black fine liner, I'm just going to give a bit of movement as well. We'll just add a little bit of highlight on the bottle. And this bottle, got a few bottles to choose from, hasn't he? Lovely. And then with the black, let's add a little bit of shade, just sort of ground the books a bit more. And just under the bottles. And again, the shadow from the moon will be at this side for this bottle. It'll be more or less straight on for the books. And again, I'm just smudging it with a biodegradable cotton bud. You can use your finger, but I'm trying to not do that because I want to keep the rest of my pages clean and I'm liable to smudge everything. So I've got a tiny bit of space under there. And obviously these will head off to this side. Lovely. So if I turn it round, just so you can see how that's building up. And I've got my lovely metallic Signo pen here, the Uniball, and this is the bronze. And I'm just going to add a little bit here. We've got this gorgeous edge. Now there's lots of different colours. I just fancied using the bronze, seems to be a bit of a favourite at the minute. and also on the books. Just sort of adding a little bit to the spine. And especially this one here. I like the way it's got its lovely label. And I'm just going to add a couple of... There we go. Right, so white posca pen. And I'm just going to add some little highlights. Just a couple. Not going to overcook it. But what I am going to do is I've got my fan brush, and just to give a little bit of detail in that sky, I'm just going to add a little bit of water, and we'll just give that a minute to react. What I can do is just add a couple of white highlights on a couple of the leaves, just while I'm waiting for that to... And if you want to see how it's reacting, just come in. Oh yes, look. And especially if it's your first page and you want to see how the card takes the water, just give it a blot. And all it does is we've got a little bit of faux bleaching, and it's just to take, if I bring it a little bit closer, can you see it gives a little bit of interest in the sky. And then I'm going to come in with my lovely, so this is one of the sparkly pens, and this one's violet. And I'm going to add, I couldn't decide what colour splats. As you know, I love my yellow. And I was going to use my yellow, and I thought, no, you've got violet, and I think violet would work really well. So we'll add the violet, and then I'm just going to pop my heat tool, going to move this, and I'm just going to pop my heat tool, so just be a little bit noisy, just to dry that a little, but also it'll just help this tape, which will come off well because it's the Lavinia low tack tape, but just to make sure. And then that's one off. It's the bit where you sort of hold your breath, isn't it? And there's the second. So there's our lovely page. Now I want to add those words. So I've got my list of my sentiment stickers here, and I've gone for my story, and I'm going to pop this up here. So we've got my story, because January's calendar, definitely starting with my story. And then I think our little cheeky mouse is going, I found this. So we're going to put found this here. And I'm just using my scissors to help me. And then unwind, because I think when he's had his fairy dust and he's had a little drink, he'll nod off, and there'll be some Z's coming up here, and he's going to unwind. And I'm just going to put that here. And that will also help to just guide you across that page. And if I take this out, look. So there is January. I'd already added a few posca splats up here before we started again, just to keep that lovely cohesive design. And if I show you at the bottom, that's where all the ideas started off from. So that's January's page. Let's have a sneaky look. Ready? See what February's. Oh, February, look. We've got a couple of Wallis hedgehogs. So what we're going to add to February's page, pop back next week and I'll show you. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you enjoy your calendar, but don't forget, if not, this lovely design will look great on a card. I'm just going to pop that there. So you take care. Thanks as always for popping in. You have fun, and thank you for getting in touch. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.